Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Code Java session. Previously, we discussed equals method, and today we are discussing clone method. That is from java.lang package inside object class, which is coming by default to every classes. Okay. So now what is clone method? The process of creating exactly duplicate copy. Exactly duplicate copy. Exactly duplicate copy is called cloning. Is called cloning. Is called cloning. Okay. There are two concepts behind this. The first is shallow cloning, and the other is deep cloning. Okay. Hope you are good. We will understand what is cloning, then we will go in this concept. Okay. Now, we can see this example. This clone method is coming from where parent class. Now come to our code. How to close everything? Control Shift W. In everything will be closed. See, everything is closed, right? Drag this to right. You don't need hierarchy. Okay. I will use test class. Whether it is working fine or not. Let me check. Yeah. ठीक है. I will use the same test class for our example. Okay. ठीक है. Now try to observe. I am creating a few variable inside this. I am deleting everything. Now try to observe. I am taking two variable. Yeah. Int I equal to or int x equal to 10 or int y equal to 20. ठीक है. Now to make this class as clonable or serializable, anything, we need to implement one interface. We need to implement that interface. What is the implement? Implements. 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 What I am trying to do? Cloning, right? Let me check clonable is coming or not. Whether clonable is coming or not. It is coming. Clonable. Clonable is, we will see what is this clonable. Okay, now this is interface. I will mouse over on this. So what is this clonable? A class implement clonable interface. A class implement clonable interface to indicate to jar.lang object.clone method. It is indicating this clone method that it is legal for that method to make field copy of instance of that class. Invoking object clone method, an instance that does not implement clonable interfaces, results in exception. If we are not we are not implementing that, and we are trying to achieve clonable properties, then clone not support exception being thrown. Okay. Now, see where is clone method? It is available in java.lang object class clone method. Okay. Package name dot class name dot method name. Now, we will write one method public static void main string args ठीक है. String args square bracket array. Sorry, not this. ठीक है. I am creating this. Now, I am these are variable instance variable now. How can use test key equal to new test? I need to touch this instance variable from static area. So how I can touch? I will ask in object class reference to touch this. Without that, we cannot, right? Now we will try to print some output. Then we will apply cloning. Okay. System dot out dot println. I am using T1. The value of X is the value of X is. We should create this statement inside double quote, control X. And then do concatenation with X. So with this, we will get the value of X. This is coming before cloning. Okay. Same thing we are going to. Okay. See, directly we cannot do, right? T dot X. Now fine. Without variable, it is not, it was giving error. So T dot Y. What is the output? Is the output. X is 10, Y is Y is 20. Y is 20. X is 10 and Y is 20. This is normal example. Now, I want to clone this. Now we will. I want to clone this. So how I can clone? I want to cloning for which class and which variable? Now, can I use T dot clone? T dot clone. Now, what is showing? See, add through declaration. Add through declaration. Clonable not supported exception. We have to throw this to JVM. Throw means use a caller to this main method JVM. When such exception will come, it will be taken care by JVM. It will do, or we can use try catch. Okay. Now, what is the output of this? What is the output of this? T means we are trying to duplicate this now. So definitely on left hand side, the output should be test only. The variable should be something different, right? But type mismatch cannot convert object to test because this method is coming from where? Clone method object. So we need to clone this. That's why it is asking add test. Now you are good, right? Let me delete this line. Save this. What is the shortcut? See what is coming T dot clone means its type is object. Class object is the root of class. What is the shortcut? Keep the cursor here and type Alt Shift L to get the return type. What is giving? Object. That is fine. That is fine. But I want to use test class. Higher to lower. That is for typecasting now. Okay. So that is what I want to do. Test. So I want to hold this into some variable T1. I need because T dot clone is of what type object. I need to do typecasting. What is this? Test. Okay. Now, how to format this? Select all. Control Shift F. Fine. Now, what we will do? We will change the variable. See what we did. We did the replica of this now. What is the replica of this T1? Let me copy this, paste this. Copy this and paste here. Okay. I will keep this variable T1 and this variable T1. Okay. Let me use system dot out dot println. ठीक है, just some line after cloning. I did not do cloning till now. Now observe. Means I am did cloning, but try to observe the cloning. ठीक है. Now try to see what is the difference will come. We will make the changes, then you will understand. Both are same na. Before cloning, after cloning. Can we apply the cloning now? Now try to understand. What is my variable? T1. I can change the value of x equal to something. Now I am giving some value. Let's say 1, 2, 3. And T1 dot y, I am giving some value 2, 3, 4. ठीक है. Let me give before cloning. Same thing. Copy here. After cloning. Now try to observe the output. Here the value of x and y is same. Here the value of x and y is same. But what happened to T1? Now, after cloning, let me copy this. This is T. This is T, right? Forget about above output. I am commenting this line. I am commenting this line also. Only 4 line is going to print. X and Y for T variable and X and Y for T1 variable. Run this program. Now try to see. X and Y still, I did cloning. How? We clone the T variable. We clone the T variable. We clone the T variable. Okay. What is T is holding? X and Y value. X and Y value means this is one variable. Okay. What is the name of this variable? T1. This is T1, right? What is the value inside this? X equal to what? 10. X equal to 10 and Y equal to 20. Something this is our output, right? Now, after cloning, what we are creating? We are creating one more copy of this test T1. So T1 is one more variable. Okay, this is one more variable. What is the variable name? This is again T1. This is again T1. But now what is the value here? Again x equal to 10 only and y equal to 20 only. After cloning, I am doing cloning also. If I will comment this, uncomment this line and and let me comment this line. Try to understand the output now. After cloning also the output will be same 10, 10 only, 10, 20 only. See, this line is printing now. T1 is what? T1 is the clone object of test class na. Same output is coming, right? Means after cloning also the output is same. But now what we are doing here in this line, what we are doing, we are changing T1 dot x to 123. Means this value 10 will become what? 1, 2, 3. And T2 will be cancelled out. T2 will become what? 2, 3, 4. Hope you are good. So whenever, and guys, this variable is T only. Huh? This variable T only. So what we are doing, we are cloning to T1. But whenever we are printing T, X is 10 and Y is 20. But after making the changes, where the changes are reflecting in this copy, right? That's why the output is when I will comment this line, and I will use the same line, same sysout statement. Here I am printing T xy. Here I am printing T1 xy. So this reflect into new object. These changes will reflect in new object. This is called basic cloning, guys. Save this. So still x is 10 and 20. But after cloning in new object, it become 123 and 234. Hope you are good with this diagram. How this cloning is done, right? How this cloning is we are doing. No. No. Come inside this meta clonable. Control Shift H. Control Shift H. Clonable. Try to read this. Double click. Guys, try to understand interview question. This is interface. This is interface name. Any method inside this? Any method inside this? No. No interface method is there, but logic is there. That's why we are implementing this some is something we are achieving, right? So this is called marker interface. This type of interface is called marker interface. They will ask you in the interview, you know interface, you know classes, you know abstract classes, but they will ask you out of the syllabus question. They'll ask you what is marker interface. Okay? So what is marker interface? The ability is provided by JVM because there is no method inside this clonable interface. There is no method is provided inside this interface. So no implementation will be provided by this code. Who will provide this implementation? Functionality of cloning. This is coming from where? Provided by JVM. Okay? Somebody asks you what is marker interface. There are so many examples. We will see one by one. When situation will come, I will tell you that point. But this is interview question. They will ask you what is marker interface. Then you should tell the marker interface. You should tell marker interface. They will ask you what is marker interface. Marker interface. What is marker interface? The required functionality is provided by JVM. It's provided by JVM. Okay, and it contains no method. It does not contain, and it does not contain any methods. I am not saying. I'm giving you proof of everything. Interface is clonable. This is the example. This is the example. Does it contain any method? No. So this example is clonable. Example is clonable. This is example of clonable interface. Till this you are good, right? Now, now we will see shallow cloning and deep cloning. Okay? We'll see shallow cloning and deep cloning. Now. Hmm. Shallow cloning. It is to create bitwise copy of an object. It is an bitwise copy of an object that is called shallow cloning. Okay. Now, what is deep cloning? Deep cloning is creating independent objects. In deep cloning, we are creating independent objects. But here we are copying bitwise copy of an object. Creating bitwise copy of an object is called shallow cloning. We'll try to understand because these are theory. With theory, we can understand only definition, but not we can able to visualize. But if we do practical for each concept, then we are understand the difference. For example, if I will show you this is cloning, okay, fine, duplicate copy, but how? Then this program will illustrate you, right? How we have achieved this cloning. Same way, to understand shallow cloning, it is simple. You create a bitwise copy of an object, that is fine. But we will see programmatically. Now, for that, let me create two classes. We can use some classes. Let me create some classes. Let me save this, Control Shift W. Now try to observe. Let me use this class. Okay. Inside package 1, there is one class. Test 2 is another class. That is this is also working. So now we are having two classes. Now try to observe. One is test and one is test 2. Test 2 is child and test is parent. Hope you are good. Okay. Now inside test, I am having some variable. Int x. Int x I am having one variable. Int x. Can I use constructor? Parameterize constructor for this variable. What is the shortcut? Alt Shift S O generate. Right? This is one parameter. Okay? No. Till this you are good, right? In this class, nothing is there, only one variable and one parameterized constructor. So that we can assign some value to this. Guys, there is setter and getter. Setter is to set the value. Na? So same thing we can use constructor also to set the value. Right? Now, save this. What is this test? See guys, there is a constructor. Now it is asking because test is what? Okay. Test is parent. Test is child, no? Sorry. I should create this variable where. Okay, no problem. Let me remove this. We will change the parent-child relation. Now we will make this is child class. Okay. This is class test. This is variable perfectly fine. Now I am using this class test2. I am creating. I do what I need to do is, guys, in which topic we are? We are in cloning, right? So to achieve clonable, what we need to implement? Clonable, clonable interface we need to implements S. What is clonable? Clonable is a which type of interface? Marker interface. Remember, okay? Try to observe, guys. One more concept here. One class as a data type in another class. One class as a data type in another class. one class as a data type in another class is called has a relation. Today what we seen? Marker interface. Right? What we have seen? Inside clonable also we see marker interface, interview question. And one more concept we have seen, that is has a relation. Is a inheritance. But I am going to use test inside test T. This is not new. This is very common, but you are seeing first time. If I am using string X, then you understand this example. String X means X is string. But guys, string itself is also class, na? Predefined class. We are using this. But now what is test? Test is our defined class. We have written a test class. So using one class into another class is nothing but has a relation. Hope you are good. Hope you are good. Okay. Now, so this class is having this variable and this class I am using test class. Okay. Okay. Can I use one more variable, same variable int x here? No problem, right? Right side also int x is there, left side also int x is there. How to format? Control select all, control shift F. Formatting is done. Formatting is done. How to format right side? Select all, control shift F. Formatting done. Remove the spaces. ठीक. Now, can I use parameters constructor? See, constructor means whatever the variable class name. So class name and the variable name. So with this we are able to create constructor now. Come to left side. How many variable? One variable, two variable. This is the constructor. Can we create constructor? Yes. Alt Shift S O. Perfectly fine. This is first variable test class. This is another variable int x. Right? Every constructor has some super to call super class constructor. ठीक. Save this. Till this you are good, right? Now, now try to understand. Can I use public object clone method, ठीक है? And return super.clone, super dot super dot clone method. What it is going to throw declaration. Clone not supported, ठीक है? Now try to observe what we are going to do. ठीक है? Come inside object class, control shift H. Go inside object class. Where is object class? Here is the object class. Search for clone, control F, clone. Clone method is there, right? Clone method is there. Clone method is there, right? Now, what kind of method this is? Is it having any body? ToString is having body, right? But clone is what? Try to read. Create and return a copy of this object. This meaning of copy may depend on the class of the object. You can read this if you want to read this, okay? Now, try to understand. So what we did is, we have used this method, okay, from where? Object class. What it is returning? Object. Perfectly fine. Close this. We are trying to understand shallow cloning, guys. Okay. Now, can I use main method here? Public static void main. Public static void main. String args of array. Okay. Now, this is one of my test class. Can I create object for this in this class? Test, test, t1 equal to new test. If I will give, it will give me error. Why? Because there is no default constructor. Directly we are using parameterized. So we cannot directly use default. Either we have to give default constructor here and then parameterized constructor, then it is fine. See, Alt Shift S O. If I'm using default constructor, then error will go from left side. Okay? But I am not interested for default constructor. That is not my requirement. So I am not using that. I am using what? I want to give some value. Whatever value I will give, that value will go to whom? Try to observe. Whatever value I will pass here, it will go to whom? It will be stored in X. Okay? Hope you are good. Okay? Now, let me give some value. What type of value? Some number, right? 10 I am giving. Error gone, right? Now, means if I will print this, it will print what X is having 10. This is minimum common sense. Can I create object for this? Test, test2. What is the variable I should give? T2 I am giving. Equal to what? New test. Can I use default constructor? No, because in test2 also there is no default constructor. Directly we are using parameterized. So whatever the parameter is having, we need to pass this. In this, what type of parameter is there? X is of what type? Int. So I pass int 10. But here, what is the type of parameter it is expecting? First is of type test, then int. So what is test? Do you see test is an object? It is matching. So can I pass T1 inside here? Can I pass this? Hope you are understanding. Try to again understand. Test parameterized, test to parameter construct is asking what? What type test? Where is test class object I have created? Here I have created. What is the variable? Its name is T1. Can I pass this inside this? That is also fine, right? What is the second int X? Can I pass this value? Yeah, we can pass this value. Try to observe. Till now, we did not achieve any kind of shallow cloning, but we will see that. Let me give T1 comma 10. That is also fine, right? T1 comma 10. I am giving this value. What is asking? What is the Oh, sorry. My mistake. What is test tube? But what I am using is here test. Wrong, na? I need to use two. Now fine, right? Okay. Can I print some sysop statement and we'll see the output? Then we will apply shallow cloning. System.out.println. Let me print some value. Let me give some t1.x. We will see what is the output in this line. After this, we will print another line. Okay. Try to print. Here I will print. We can print t2.x. T2 t2.x. Okay. T2.x. Now save this. Run the output. Perfectly fine, right? Now, let me comment this line. T1 dot x, T2 dot x. Okay, now. Both are x, right? Then there will be confusion. Let me give it y. Wherever x is there, I can replace y. How I can replace? Instead of x, I can use y. How I can do this? I want to change all the places. Copy this. Do Control F. Replace with y. Replace all. Values change, right? Values change. Now, save this. Paste T2YY. One second, guys. No problem. Okay. Keep this, keep it, we will keep that as. Now I will apply shallow cloning. Try to observe. Let me give some value here, 20. Now we'll print this. T1 holding X, that is 10. T2 holding X, that is 20. Okay. Now I will apply cloning. Cloning to which is implementing clonable. We cannot apply this to test because it is not implementing clonable. Try to observe. Test. I want to do cloning. How I can do cloning? Test T dot, test 2 dot. What is the method? Clone. ठीक है? Test 2 dot clone. Okay, this is static, right? Okay, no problem. T dot cloning. Let me remove this. Test T dot clone. I can use like this. The error. This is static. I am using not T2. Okay, I want to apply cloning to this variable T2. Now come here. T2 dot clone. T2 dot clone. ठीक है? What is the return type? T2 dot clone. Add row declaration. ठीक है? Now T2 dot clone when I am doing, its type is what? Object. I want to make it what? Of type test. How I can do this? In previous example we have seen, right? We need to make it. I want to make it test 2. So I need to typecast here, right? Okay. Now we are applying cloning. Now try to understand, guys, what we are doing. We have created one class, test class, where we are having one variable and we have parameterized constructor. Fine. We have another class test2. We have what we did, we have done implement clonable so that we can implement that functionality of clonable interface, that is marker interface. In this, we established test relation between these two classes as a relation. Okay. Then we are having one variable. Try to understand. This is not till now we did not achieve cloning. When we play with data using cloning, then we will say cloning is we are doing. What we did is we have customized clone method. So what we did is we created simple. Till now, this is simple logic only. Test equal to new test. we are printing this, printing this t1 dot x. So output is coming what, 10. Same, we have created one object and we are passing parameter. So it is printing t2 dot x. Okay, no problem. So t2 dot x is again 20, because what value I am giving here, 20. So the variable t2, the second parameter is what, x. So t2 dot x is nothing but 20. Now we are going to apply cloning. What is shallow cloning? Creating bitwise copy of operator. I will show you diagrammatically, then only you can able to visualize and understand. Now I am going to change the value. I am going to change the value. Now try to observe. Where I am going to change the value? I am going to change the value in D test one. Where is the variable? First variable T2. Can I give this variable? This you can keep anything. Clone, C, X, D, anything. If it is fine, this is clone object. We are not going to change in this. We are going to change some value in this variable. Okay. Or so now let me use this T2. T2 dot x equal to, I am changing the value 1, 2, 3. Okay. And with this variable T2 dot clone dot x equal to 456. What is the variable? This is the variable T2. T2 dot T2 dot C. What is the variable? What is the error, guys? This is fine, right? T2. T2 variable, then clone. Not this. T2 dot this object T1. I want to change this value T1 dot x. T2 dot T1 and T1 dot x. Example is fine. This is fine, right? One second. T2 T2 is having how many variable? T dot x. Now fine, right? 4, 5, 6. Now try to understand. Let me print this statement. You will again see 1 or 2 times, then you will understand. Okay. Now let me print this statement. Okay. I am printing now. This is T2 dot x and then T2 dot. Now try to understand. Run as Java application. This is first statement. Paste here T2 dot T dot x. This is second statement. Now try to understand what we have did. Let me add my tab, then it will be easy for me to explain it. Now try to understand. So what we have created one object. Okay. This is one object where what is the value of x? The value of x is what? 10. Okay. Here what we created, one object we have created. We have created one object that is where we are holding the value x equal to 10. That is printing x equal to 10, which is nothing but this output. Now what we have did, we have clone. We have clone. So we did cloning. Now in this we created one more object. Now what is the object? Try to observe. The value of x is 20. The value of x is 20. And how many values are there, guys? Two variable. Means t1. And this is also t1, right? So it is mapping to this now. This is mapping to this t1, right? Because there are two value, t1 and 20. I mean, this is your object and this is your value. So t1 is mapping to this object and x equal to 20. Now tell me what we did is we did cloning now. We did cloning here. Now let me change the color. We did the cloning here, right? So for this, what will happen? One more object is going to create now. One more object is going to create. This is what T2. This is what T2. And this name, what I name giving clone. Because I am doing cloning between this. Right? So what will be the X value here? Same value. And it is also pointing to T1 because we have replicated this. Cloning is done. This cloning is done. But no value is, did I change any value? No. But see here, T2 dot X. Now try to understand with this line. T2 dot X equal to 123. So with this line, what I am trying to do, let me use this color. T2 dot X, where is my T2? Here is my T2. So with that T2 dot X, I am coming here and what I am doing, changing the value, whatever the value is there, it is changing the value 123. Now see this value T2 dot T dot X. T2 dot T dot X. I am doing T2 dot T dot. So where is this value? T2. This is T2. With this T2, where I am going? T2. Where is my T1, guys? This is T1. T2 dot T dot X. Ideally, it should be T2 dot 1 minute. It is T2 dot T dot X I'm using. It should be T2 dot. T2 dot T dot X. What are the variable I'm using inside this? Okay, this is T2. This is T. All right, T. Guys, this name is T only, okay? 1 minute. Because what are the variable name? T and X, na? So the variable name should be T and X, okay? Now, in this line, what we are doing? T2 dot T dot X. So from T2, I am traveling to where? T. And this is also T only, okay? Now, from here T2 to T, and then we are going to X now. Then what we are doing? We are changing the value. We are replacing the value. It is 456. So that's why the output when we are printing T2 dot X. So T2 dot X is coming what? 123, which is nothing but this value. And T2 dot T dot X. So T2 dot T dot X. What is coming? 456. Again, I will explain you because it is little tricky. Now try to observe again. Then you will understand in a better way. Try to understand. This is our test class. Okay? This is our test class. And in this example, in right hand side, let me drag it down. Okay. Now try to understand. This is our test class. Fine. This is holding variable X. Whatever the test 2 is having, how many variables is having T and X? And we are creating one object, parameterized constructor. Now try to understand in this line what we are doing. We are creating one object that is holding some value. What is the value? It is holding inside the object. What is the value X equal to what? What is the variable I am having? X. So X value should be what? X value should be 10 with this line. Now, so whenever we are printing, so we are getting 10 as output. Now, in this line, what we are doing, this is T1, right? This is T1. Now, in this line, what we are doing, in this line, one object is created. In this line, one object is created. Whenever we are doing parameterized constructor, whenever we are doing parameterized constructor, this is called first variable, this is called second variable. Now, T1 is nothing but test. So, who is holding this T? Who is holding this T? You are getting confused between T and T1. T1 is mapped to whom? T. That is what I am trying to explain. It is showing T1, but who is holding T? So that's why the value is T. This T1 value is going to whom? T1 value is going to that T variable. But actually, who is T1? This is T1. Let me change the color name, then again you will understand. This is first object name. This is second object name. Okay. Now T. Then T is in the background. What is the value? T is mapped. This T is mapped. This T1 is mapped with whom? This T na. So that's why it is pointing to this. Hope you are good. Hope you are good. Now the next value is who is holding X? 20, right? So this value will be mapped to whom? This value will be mapped to the X na. So X is equal to what? 20. Till now you are good, right? Now, till now we did cloning? No. So that's why whenever printing, so X equal to, in this line, X equal to 20 is printing. Hope you are good. Now it's time for cloning. When we are doing cloning, where we are doing cloning, in this line we are doing cloning now. So what is the variable name? Clone. Okay. So one object will be created. One object will be created same as T2. Same as T2. Let me variable name is in green. Here variable name T1 is in green. Variable name T2 is in green. So what is the variable name here? Clone. Variable name I am giving clone. Right? We did cloning. So exactly whatever inside this T2 object is there. Same thing. Whatever object we are inside T2. Same we are cloning. So T will be there. And same X equal to what? X equal to 20 will be there. Cloning is done. Now we are playing with the shallow cloning. So shallow cloning, what is showing? What we are doing in this line T2 dot X. Where is now? Try to understand. Now I am changing the color. Try to understand. I will use pink color. What I am doing in this line? What I am doing this line T2 dot X. Now try to understand. Where is my T2? This is my T2. From T2 dot X. Where is my X? From this variable, I have to go to X variable. And then what I am doing? I'm changing the value. I am changing the value from 20 to what? 123. And then I am printing when T2 dot X. So 123 is coming. Now I am again changing the color. Try to observe. Let me use yellow color. What I am doing in this line? T2 dot T dot X. T2 dot T dot X. Where is my T2? This is my T2. Where is my T inside T2? This is my T inside T2. T2 is pointing, T is pointing to which? T is pointing to what? Indirectly. T2 is pointing to T1 na. This object, this is pointing na. T, see? In this line number 20, when I'm passing T1 here, in the background, T1 is pointing to whom? T only. So in this line, number 26, what we are doing? T2 dot Tx. So this is my T2. This is my T2. Inside T2 dot T means I have to go to T. But T is pointing to which object? Background, it is pointing to T1 object. Then after that, I have to go to X. Where is my X? Here is my X. Now what I am doing? I am doing 456. Now I am changing to 456. So when I am printing T2 dot T2X, so where it is going? Where it is going? From here, here to here, here to here, and then in my output, what is printing is last line 456. This is called bitwise changing, right? Where we are doing changes? Are we doing changes in this clone copy? Did we do any changes in clone copy? No, right? We did in original copy only. But this part is safe, right? Clone object. So what we are trying to do by using main object reference, we are trying to change object, contained object. Okay? This is called shallow cloning. We are not changing anything in clone copy, right? So this is called bitwise cloning. But now the same thing you will understand when we go over deep cloning. Then you will understand the relation that what is the difference between shallow cloning and deep cloning. Again, in single line, I want to give the definition. Now tell me guys, there are three variables existing in this complete object. The first ref is T1, the second is T2, and third variable is clone, right? This is your T1, this is your T2, and this is the clone variable. So with this variable, by using the object reference, we are changing any changes in the object where it is reflecting. Where it is reflecting, those changes will be reflecting to clone object. Okay, we will try to understand again. Okay, we will try to understand. 1 minute, guys. One call is coming. 1 minute. Yeah. Hope you are understanding this example. We will see this example. This is little tricky. We will see this example and with deep cloning. Then you will understand how it is working. But whatever diagrammatically I am showing, each line you have to think in that way. Where it is traveling. Okay. So this is the example of shallow cloning. Okay. And one more thing, shallow cloning is applicable to primitive data types. This X is what primitive, right? X is what primitive. The type of X is primitive. So it is applicable to primitive. ठीक है? Now we will see tomorrow. Rest of the topic. I'm stopping my screen share. I'm stopping the recording.